If you want to get into gardening, just know that not all plants have to start with seeds. Planting from seeds is the traditional way of gardening, but there's a faster way you can speed things up. You may not know it, but you can actually clone a plant. All you need are cuttings from your plant and some rooting gel. This will spread its own roots and become its own plant with identical genetics. This can be done with any plant and gives you a head start on growing. You can share plants with friends, neighbors, family. It's a great way to grow plants without needing seeds. We're just gonna let these sit a while they develop those roots. These need to be covered, so I'm just clipping these. Plants really aren't that delicate, so don't be afraid to get in there. This is such a fascinating process. Nature is so cool. These are strawberries, and they'll turn into what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more strawberry plants from the one that was already growing. This can even work on larger plants like trees. Now we can take this cutting and make an exact copy of this whole tree. At the start, you'll lose a lot of that big foliage, but you'll see new growth like this green right here. There's a little more here. You'll be a big tree in no time. What a neat way to grow and share your favorite plants. Repotting is an important aspect of taking care of plants. And no, it's not just about transplanting into a pretty container. Here's how to know when to repot your plants. Rapid fire, here are the signs you need to repot your plant. One telltale sign, roots are coming out of the bottom. If you start to notice a lot of white mineral buildup on the top of your soil, when the plant develops a lot of new growth, excessive yellowing and shedding, if the plant has grown taller than the pot, doubled, even tripled in size, or grown too close to the edge of the pot. The new pot doesn't need to be much bigger, just an inch or two of extra space. If the pot doesn't have drainage, you'll want to fill the bottom with porous rock. Fresh soil has a tendency to fall through that hole. To keep things tidy, you can add a coffee filter to the bottom. Now this is the whole purpose of repotting. You want to get those roots into fresh, nutrient-dense soil. Try to get rid of as much of that old dirt as you can. Break up those roots a little bit, and welcome to your new room. To contain that mess, you can always lay down some butcher paper or a trash bag. Don't fill the soil all the way up to the rim. You want to leave some space. Don't worry about fertilizing first thing. That fresh soil has plenty of nutrients. Oh, there we go. Live long and prosper. In every garden there are bad bugs, and then there's good bugs. We eat insects. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Look at all of them. They're on my glove. Isn't it good luck to have a ladybug on you? They tickle a little bit. I think one's on my head. Ladybugs are so much joy. Look at this. Instead of spraying harsh pesticides, let nature work its magic. Believe it or not, insects have their own food chain, and ladybugs are beneficial predators. They'll eat some of those nasty pests invading your garden. In fact, there are countless beneficial insects. Remember, not all bugs are bad. Most are good. Some are gonna show up naturally, but you can add more to give your garden a boost. All right, ladies, get to work. Get those bad bugs. They look cute and innocent, but it's really gonna be a battle royale. Talk about the Hunger Games. This is a bug buffet. Other beneficial insects include nematodes and praying mantis. To pick up these beneficial bugs, check out local nurseries and garden centers. If there's one thing every garden needs, it's gotta be mulch. So mulch is just wood chips, and it's great in your garden because it helps reduce weeds. A thin layer is just like insulation, keeping those plant roots cool. Plants are just like me and you, they like cool temperatures. That layer protection also helps retain moisture. Over time, this mulch will decompose, adding more nutrients to your soil, and it's best to mulch at least once a year. Bonus tip here, if you see new growth like this, go ahead and rip that out so it's not leaching nutrients from your tree. Take this out too. May look pretty, but it's not helping that tree. Now we've got a good layer of ground cover around this tree, keeping it happy and healthy. Problem solved. Weed management is annoying, and manually pulling them can take so much time. And of course, we should avoid those hazardous chemical weed killers. Now, you may have to search through the weeds of those other options, but you can find natural and effective solutions. These use vinegar, salt, water, and even soap as a great safe option. Store-bought is great, but you know I love a DIY version. Vinegar, salt, and dish soap. Choose a concentrated vinegar. 30% or even 45% are gonna be ideal. Choose a fine salt so it dissolves in the solution quickly. Yes, regular old table salt will do. A traditional ratio is about a gallon of vinegar, a cup of salt, and just about a tablespoon of soap. While these ingredients are safe, the vinegar is highly acidic, so avoid contact with skin and eyes. just use some caution. While you can use a traditional bottle like this, you'll get better results with a larger sprayer. These mixtures are gonna be highly acidic, so you wanna avoid spraying anywhere you potentially wanna put a plant or where existing plants are. So make sure to keep a good perimeter so the spray is not affecting the roots of existing plants. This is ideal for those weeds that are just so hard to pull. They're in rocks, they're low ground weeds. If you have more ground to cover, a larger yard, it may be a good investment to get a power sprayer. This will make the job way easier. Of course, I love solutions like this. It's ingredients you can feel good about. Salt, vinegar, soap, not scared of that. This one's nice, it's battery powered instead of needing to manually pump. This thing is quick work. Make sure everything gets good and saturated. Vinegar, you did it again.